From amazing Lunar roving vehicles to 1948 Tucker 48 and Aston Martin Cigna, in today's video we'll talk about 10 crazy, unusual, and the weirdest vehicles you didn't know existed. Golden Sahara. In 1954, the Golden Sahara, the original version of the now iconic structure, was presented. The inside featured white mink carpeting on the floor, 24-karat gold accents, and only real leather furniture. A bar was also built into the back bench, and the dash had a telephone and a television. The tape recorder was also available between the front seats, and there was a radio in the dash for additional amusement. By using a remote control, the driver may stop and accelerate the vehicle, but because it had regular steering, the GS could also be driven somewhat like a typical automobile. If you took that out, you could steer it with the center stick, like an aeroplane, complete with braking and acceleration. Both voice control and push-button steering were accessible, including on the passenger side. (1999) Fiat Multiple. The 1999 Fiat Multiple Type 186 is a six-seater that's produced by an Italian car manufacturer, Fiat, from 1998 to 2010. Based on the Brava, the Multiple is shorter and wider than its predecessors. It has 2 rows of 3 seats, while compact MPV competitors have 2 in the front. The Multiple is shorter than the 3-door Brava, on which it was based off, while offering more seating and cargo space. Sales began in Italy in November 1998. Like many other modern Fiats, the Multiple used the original car name, in this case Multiple, model of the Fiat 600 produced in the 1950s and 60s. The Multiple was assembled and marketed in China from 2008 to 2013 under the license of Zaiyi Auto as the Zaiyi M300. Using equipment from Italy. Zaiyi also sold a total of 220 electric models of the M300.
The devil is inside them.
(1921) Leia Helica. Marcel Leia was a graduate engineer who designed, built, and flew his first airplane in 1909. He came to believe that electric cars were the wave of the future, and in 1913, he built his first car. It was made of metal. He tested the car extensively in 1913, and in 1919, Leia began producing the model you see here. Others agree that Leia has the power of carriers, but Leia spent many years trying to create a self-driving car. The idea was that the car would be lighter, no transmission, real axle, or clutch, and because it's lighter, it would get better fuel economy. The P car. If the bright green van that Birdseye gave the frozen green grocer for the 2005 TV commercial doesn't make you want to eat your greens, nothing will. Sometimes called the Volkswagen P, it's a hodgepodge of cars made by a London-based company called Asylum. Built on the chassis of an off-road cart, P's car has headlights from a VW Beetle and is fitted with a Honda engine, although the car has no equipment. It can reach top speed of around 60 miles per hour and is built deliberately to crash during a broadcast. If you're interested in giving P's a chance, the P truck will be on display at the Unilever Ice Cream and Frozen's Food Company in Walton in the Thames in England. If you're enjoying the video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's continue. Aston Martin Cigna. Do you remember the Aston Martin Cigna? The car was a city car that was used by the former Aston CEO, Betts, as an outlet to reduce corporate emissions in 2011. Somewhat ironically, Aston's vapid marketing described it as gentle, short for a city cruiser for your DBS cruiser. It's a completely rebadged 31,000-pound Toyota IQ with a leather interior. That's nice. That was only 2 years old before being swept under the rug, and it's good. It's one of the biggest jokes in the automotive history. And April Fool's Day PR stunt made it real. But it's funny how opinions can change with time and the application of this 4.7-liter V8 engine. (2020) Hennessey Mammoth 6x6. First announced in 2020, the Hennessey Mammoth 1000 6x6 TRX is currently in production. This means the time has come for all of us to surrender ourselves unconditionally and accept him as our new owner. No need to fight it, right? The Dodge Ram TRX is based on not a dime yellow to begin with, producing 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque from this 6.2-liter Hellcat V8 engine. However, with a massive 2.65-liter supercharger and a high-flow injection system thrown into the mix, Hennessey bumped those numbers up to 1,012 horsepower and 969 pound-feet of torque. That's the same power produced by the four-wheel Mammoth 1000 TRX, which is said to be capable of 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, and so much more in 11.4. Lunar roving vehicle. The Lunar roving vehicle, the LRV, is a four-wheel vehicle with battery power used on the moon during the last three missions of the American Apollo program, 15, 16, 17 in 1972 and 71. It's often called the Lunar Buggy, GAME, and the word dune buggy gets thrown around a lot. Built by Boeing, the LRV weighs 460 kilograms when it's unladen. It can carry a maximum payload of 1,080 kilograms, including 2 astronauts, equipment, and lunar probes, and is designed for a maximum speed of 8 kilometers an hour. Though it reaches a maximum speed of 11.2. Yippee! That's what it hit, at least on its last mission, Apollo 17. Here's a fun one, the 1997 to 2002 Plymouth Prowler. I remember this car well. The Plymouth Prowler, later just known as the Chrysler Prowler, is a retro-style production car produced and sold from 1997 to 2002 by Daimler Chrysler, based on the 1993 concept car of the same name. The Prowler was offered in one generation in a front engine, rear engine, and then a rear engine configuration, and then in a different rear engine configuration with a production run of 11,702 cars. Unlike the Dodge Viper, the Prowler has many features that allow it to be used daily. Features that include keyless entry, power windows and door locks, dual airbags, leather bucket seats, which are nice, air conditioning with manual controls, and an AM/FM stereo with cassette player. A multi-disc CD changer is also available later as options, and hi-fi audio system, which was nice with the leather-wrapped steering wheel with audio system controls mounted on the back of the steering wheel itself for easy access. And not to mention the key-colored dash bezel painted to match the interior color of the Prowler, a feature similar to that found on the Chrysler PT Cruiser, which was also originally designed and sold as a Plymouth. A digital odometer and full speedometer, and on other models, a speed-sensitive voice control operated by a switch mounted on the Prowler's dash. Here we go, the 2020 Polaris Slingshot. When you look at the center tube between the driver and passenger on the 2020 Slingshot R, you'll see a sticker that says, "This is a motorcycle." Now, by our standards, it's not a motorcycle because it doesn't fit. That's the standard that my boss pushed. We believe that the Yamaha Nikon is a three-wheeled motorcycle because it's well suited to lean. Even so, we allow the Slingshot R on our page because it's at least a motorcycle on the side, and it can work as a four-wheeled world changer and live on two wheels. That's enough for us.
Change in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the.
And dipping back in time here a little bit, the 1948 Tucker 48. Here, the Tucker 48, commonly known as the Tucker Torpedo, was a car designed by Preston Tucker in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and produced briefly in Chicago, Illinois in 1948 only. Only 51 cars were made, including their display models, before being forced home. The duty was to declare bankruptcy for the company and ceased all of their trading on March 3, 1949, due to negative publicity and investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and a high-profile fraud trial. The charges were found to be unfounded and acquitted completely after the fact, but Tucker thinks that the big three car drivers and Michigan Senator Homer S. Ferguson played a role at the end of the Tucker Company. Vehicles come in a variety of sizes and shapes. Some automobiles appear to have been constructed to win awards. Other vehicles have the appearance of having been made by enthusiasts. Then some other vehicles are positioned somewhere in the middle. They're neither pleasing to the eye nor attractive to the brain. They stand out in the strangest, wackiest ways possible. With that, we conclude today's video, and we hope that the vehicles from the 1948 Tucker 48 to the Aston Martin Cigna and the Lunar roving vehicle, now you know much more about crazy and unusual vehicles. Also, don't forget to check out the part 3 of this video series to check out even more crazy, unusual, and some of the weirdest vehicles. Until then, take care. I'll see you in the next video.
How's it supposed to feel?